So I would try to first explain you a couple of things regarding the process. Okay, then I would go with a kind of demo. I hope you are able to see my screen, right, everyone? So you're able to hear me, everyone? Everyone is able to hear me? Tarun, you have just messaged something, right? You're able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, we are.
Yes, fine. Yeah. So let me just introduce myself initially, then later on I'll try to explain you the process. So hi, I'm Nikhil. I possess around overall of 11 plus years of experience. I did worked in couple of companies on multiple roles. I have worked as a test engineer, senior test engineer. I worked as a QA lead, and right now I work as a kind of manager and architect for one of our MNC. So I possess quite good experience in terms of handling the API testing, manual testing, automation testing, and also. Yeah. So I just want to introduce yourself, and first let's see what is your need of actually joining this class. Okay, so that I'll get a clarity of what exactly the audience are over here, and what are your expectations and what are your needs. Okay, so then I'll try to explain explain what is this course about and what is this course all about, what is that we have the content, how it is useful for us, and what is the benefit that we are going to get out of this course. Okay, then probably by tomorrow or on Monday I'll start with the process. Yeah, please try introducing yourself. You're able to hear me?
Hi.
I hope
Yes,
people
yes.
who are not able to hear me, please drop off and join again. That would work.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. The reason of joining here is like, yeah, I work as a Python developer, so I wanted to understand in terms of the framework in Selenium, majorly on robot framework and the PyTest, as well as a BDD if you're able to cover, and also
Okay.
in terms of API automation. We have a request model.
Okay.
Like, are you going to build a framework with the API, or like you are going to just use a request model and you will show how to do put, post, get,
Yeah.
delete, or you're trying to implement through database, and where we are going to connect to the database and we will perform all the API activities through framework.
Yeah, I would explain about it. Yeah, I got it here. Anyone else? Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so right now I'm testing manually here. So I want to learn automation from scratch. So yeah. So will this course be helpful for me?
Fine. I got your point. Yeah. So anyone else?
I'm not able to hear you. There is a background disturbance.
Sorry?
There is background disturbance. I'm not able to hear you properly.
Yeah. Can everyone go on mute? No? I hope that Shashikala is on. Okay. Yeah. Now you can speak.
Yeah, so I'm a working professional. Right now I'm testing manually. I have I've joined 3 months back. So I want to get into automation field. So I have to start automation from scratch. So Python with Selenium, that's what we are preferring here. So will this course helpful for me to start from scratch? How is it? Yeah.
Yes. I would explain that. Yeah. Thanks for that. And anyone else, please drop off and join again. People who are actually facing any issues related to the audibility, so you can please drop off because a couple of people can hear me. Seems like it is not problem for everyone. Yeah. Yes. So that's fine. I understood your question. So let me do one thing. I'll probably try to explain you the overview. Okay. Rather, I have shared my screen now, and I'll share you a couple of information regarding this course. So this is going to be a very high level discussion. I'm not going to go tell you anything about technicalities of what we are going to see. I would just give you a very basic idea of what is our course about, and what is the benefit of our course, and how our course is much better than other courses. Okay, and in which way it benefits you in terms of your career perspective. So here this course is purely Selenium with Python. Okay, this course is purely. Please go on mute, man. Everyone, please go on mute. I want everyone, please go on mute. Okay, so this course is purely about Selenium with Python. So when I say Selenium with Python, Selenium itself is a automation. Okay, it's a tool where you can able to automate UI automation, basically on the functionalities of the application. I would explain you very clearly about the Selenium architecture and all stuff. So I teach everything very clear and very crisp so that you will understand. So let me explain you the basics of what is this course about. So this complete session which I'm going to take today is on overview of our course. Okay, not even we are going to see any technicalities. Probably we'll see on Monday or any other day. So I will just tell you what kind of audience it benefits and what kind of people can learn this course. So the first thing is like, who can learn this Selenium with Python? So what is Selenium with Python? So there are two types of perspectives, or two types of career enhancements you can take in Python if you want to learn Python, because Python is such a language which is very simple to understand, and where you can take it as your complete career perspective, because it is as simple and more simpler than any other programming language which is existing in the market. And scripting, it is also a scripting language. So that is the first step. Second step, in Python, when you want to make Python, because without programming it is very difficult for any person who is in IT to survive for a very long time. You cannot be just a managerial role or a manager or someone who is into non-technical skills and manage for years together. It is very difficult for anyone who is into non-IT. The only thing that you can have is to come into IT. Okay, anyone who wants to have a long career in IT industry should know programming, should know coding, should have some technical skills. Otherwise you cannot survive in IT for at least, you need to have for 30-40 years of your career, right? So this will happen only when you are in IT. That is the first step. So when you say you are in IT, you have two things. One is, choose something that is more simpler. Okay, because I said you need to learn programming. So choose something that is more simpler, and that gives you a long time, okay, career option, so that it will stay for long time and you will have every time requirement on that particular career. So Python is something which is more simpler than any programming language which is existing in the market right this point of time. Then C, it is more simpler than C, C++, Java, whatever it is. You will get to know as you progress, because I'm going to teach everything from the scratch. So in Python, again, you have three options. One is going to be a developer, or to be a data scientist or data analyst. And third thing is to be into a automation tester or a tester. So these are the major three. If you go for any company, generally in every company you will have multiple roles. Technically you will have roles of developer, tester, or something. Into, if you are into database, you're into database administrator or management, or if you are into something else like data scientist or something. So what I mean to say here is, someone who wants to have a long career and a clear career, and who don't have any idea in IT, or who are working in IT but they don't have any technical skills in programming, it's better to take something called testing, because testing is something that has a limited domain. In Python, see what I'm trying to say is, automation testing, okay, automation testing has a limited range. There is no one going to ask any question in interview out of that range. But whereas if you are into a program developer, they expect you to be more creative. They expect you to be thinking out of your box. which someone who is starting their career or who has some little experience or who want to switch to IT, because whoever is going to learn this course, the only reason they want to learn this course, either they are into non-IT field, or they are into manual testing, or they want to switch their career, or they want to know, a freshers who wants to start their career. So this kind of different audience are there over here. So someone who is in such kind of mental status, so what I feel is like, for them it is better to take what I'm trying to tell. So that's what the case. Understood, right? So if you take Python, if you take automation testing, so let me explain you very basics so that everyone should understand. So my target is not only one person who already knows everything. My target is every audience who are there in this group, who is a fresher, who is a non-technical guy, who is into manual testing, whoever it is. So here the main challenging is, so I want to get a job, and that is more simpler. Okay, I cannot think out of box, because someone who is learning for a new cannot think out of box, which is not possible. And if you are into data scientist, you expect to be more creative, you expect to be more thinking as a scientist and kind of stuff. I mean to say, you need to have more analytical, technical knowledge. You need to know how to write the algorithms, you need to know how to analyze the algorithms, objective function. There are a couple of things which you need to know. So what I am trying to say here is, testing is the best career option for people who are okay, who wants to start their career, or who want to switch their career, who wants to learn as an additional skill set, which will really help you as a career perspective as well. So now coming to the automation testing. So automation testing can be done with multiple languages. You can do with Python, you can do with Java, you can do with C sharp, you can do with couple of other Ruby and Rails and couple of other technologies. So see, this is not even like a demo class. This is something which is a very high level understanding of what is this course about. Okay, so demo class will be again, I mean to say that once I explain you the syllabus and the complete process, you will get to know, completely about what is this course about. Okay, so let me now explain you. So Python with Selenium is a very simple thing, because Selenium, I said you right, Selenium is something that is more related to your automation testing. So Selenium is a tool which helps to automate the applications, web applications. Okay, so I will explain again everything about Selenium, the architecture, the backend, the client server architecture and all stuff. That's a later case, but now just understand in a high level way. So now what we are going to see in our course is, we are going to see everything from the scratch, no matter people who has already idea on Python or no. So as it is a Python course and Selenium, I am going to teach you something that is from the scratch is like from Python basics. So I'm going to cover all the basics of Python, and also some of the concepts which are useful for our automation testing. Okay, I hope you understood, right? So I will be starting with the course which is Introduction to Python, which I cover all the basic concepts of Python. Then I will start with something called Selenium concepts. So what is Selenium concepts? Selenium concepts are all the UI components which are required for automation. See, if I want to automate any application, what I need to do? I have Flipkart application. So I want to automate the Flipkart application. So what is meant by automation? So whatever the activity you do manually. So if I want to buy any product, what I do is, so you're able to hear me, right? So if I want to automate any
Yeah,
application, what I do? Manually what I do is, I go to a search, I search for a product. Suppose I want to buy iPhone 13, I go for and search for iPhone 13. I can able to see all the list of products of which are displayed as part that search. So I will choose that iPhone 13. I'll go and see all the features of the product. Then I'll click on it. I'll do add to cart. and then I'll do a buy now. Okay, I'll do a checkout, I'll give my address and all stuff. Then once it is done, then you'll get a message saying that you have successfully ordered the item. This is what a manual process, what you do in any e-commerce application. So I want to do the whole process automatically. Okay, I want to do the whole process without any manual interface. That means I want to write a code, and using that code, it automatically goes and search for a product. It clicks on the product, it opens the product page, it opens the product description page, it clicks on the buy now option, it checks all the it fills all the address and all stuff. Okay, which fills your code fills. You have to write a code in such a way the code interacts with the UI application. Understood, right? So that is a simple thing called automation. So why automation is required? Every company in the world. Okay, see, I'm going to be more layman kind of understanding. I'm going to teach you very basic way. I'm not going to tell you a technicalities of it, because I want everyone to understand. So later, once we are into the picture, I will explain you clearly about how technically you need to call that things. Okay, I'm just saying you a layman kind of understanding, which is very generic terms I'll call you. So what I was trying to say is, everything that you write using the code is going to interact with your UI application. Which application? Maybe Flipkart or Facebook or any application that is UI. So what Selenium is going to do? Selenium is going to automate any web application. What is web application? Any application that can be launched in the web. I open Flipkart in the web, I open Facebook in the web, I open IRCTC website in the web, I open anything in the web. If I want to automate, Selenium is the tool which helps me to automate the UI components. Understood, right? So whatever I do manually, I want now to do automation. So if I want to do automation, I need to use Selenium. Selenium is the only option. We have certain tools, but Selenium is the most demanding and powerful tool, and been accepted by every company in the world. Okay, you can just go and just go to Google, go to Naukri and type Selenium WebDriver, Python. You will see thousands of job postings, because Naukri is not my website. You can go and search it. Naukri is not my website. It is a common portal. Everyone can post their jobs and then get jobs. So you just go and search Selenium WebDriver, Python, and click on search for any location you want to search. You will be able to see thousands of jobs, because there is a huge demand of Selenium with Python in the market. Every time, anytime you can search. This is an open thing. So now coming back, so automation testing is something that is required for every company, because every company cannot release their product in the market without a proper testing is done. So manual testing, no company is now expecting to be a pure manual tester. If you want to go for any company as a test engineer, they expect you to have at least some basic automation testing skills. See, I say I know only manual testing, I cannot test on automation. So you will not give given a preference, and you will not be hired when compared to someone has some technical skills or something like coding. I already said you, it's very difficult to survive in IT industry if you are not having any programming skills. You cannot survive for long time. See, if you want to work in a tool, the tool stays for hardly 10 years. Okay, if you want to work in any kind of technology where coding is not required or not there, you are not having. So please remember, you are not going to have a long career. You are not going to have a long career, because this is the only fundamental thing that everyone should understand. I think logically I have a long future. Okay, because in the companies they only want someone who is technically strong. They don't want anyone who is logically or who is non-technically strong. Okay, you should have lot of technical skills. They are looking for full stack tester, they are looking for full stack what do you say understanding of every technologies. Okay, so that's going to be the next coming future. So everyone who is there in the group, the first thing that you need to remember is programming is mandatory, and keeping that programming, choose something that is more simple to you. So Python, Selenium is something that is more simple to you. Got it, right? Here you satisfy two things. One is you're learning programming, which is Python, and you're implementing that Python in automation testing. So I already said you automation testing is something. Testing is the only job role in every company where you cannot go out of your domain. Everyone will ask any question in interview within the domain because you don't have anything. If you go for test, if you go for development, or if you go for data analyst or data scientist, then you need to be more creative. So if you are in such, decide your things. Okay, so that is what the basic thing. Now I'm going to tell you what is uh, syllabus about. The syllabus is about, I'll teach you complete Python from the scratch, no matter if you know or not, so that everyone, you will, if you know, you will be able to revise it. If you don't know, you will learn it from the scratch. Then I'm going to teach you every Selenium component. So I said you right, what is Selenium concepts. Selenium is helpful for us to automate the UI components. So we need to know how to automate drop down, how to automate drag and drop. See, because in UI we will find a lot of components, right? We will find a text box, we'll find a link, we'll find the input field, we'll find uh, alerts, we will find a lot of things. So how to automate them is a challenge. So Selenium has some inbuilt methods, okay, which helps us to automate. See, I'm saying you more layman understanding. People who already know some concepts, just be I mean, this is not technical terms I'm saying, because once we are into concept, then I should not say all this whatever I'm saying now. So it's all about technically is something we call, and now I am saying for a layman kind of understanding. Okay, so that everyone should understand very clearly. Okay, so this is what we are going to see. So how to handle mouse over actions, mouse movements, how to click automatically, right click, how to do left click, I mean context click, how to drag and drop an element, right? You will find a lot of things in UI. All the UI components, how to automate, we will see in the Selenium concept, because this is the only syllabus. Anywhere you go in the world, you will not find some basic. There are some few UI components. No one will teach you anything out of that few UI components. Understood, right? So this is a limited syllabus. Anywhere you go, Selenium itself is a limited syllabus. So we have been teaching from years over in the in the same institute and the same concepts. Got it, right? Because it is not going to change any time. If anything is changed, we will add. So now we will teach every UI component which is Selenium. So first we will teach Python, complete Python. This course is not only Selenium with Python. You will get to know. I'm going to teach you little more on full stack testing. Okay, I'm not going to teach only Selenium with Python. You compare it anywhere in the market, whatever my syllabus and with other syllabus. I'm not only going to teach only Selenium with Python. I'm going to teach full stack testing, which you will understand after some time. Just wait. So now I'm going to teach complete Selenium concept. Okay, how to automate any UI component which is there in the UI. Then we will see frameworks. So what is a framework? So do anyone know what is a framework? So have you ever heard about frameworks in Django framework, or you say Django framework? So Django framework is a frame. It is just like inbuilt structure where it gives you some methods. Okay, it gives you some methods. It gives you some basic structure to build your application. Okay, that is the simple way of explaining. Similarly, got it right? So suppose you want to construct any house in the world. If you want to construct, what do you do? Anyone who wants to construct any house, no matter however it looks, they need to have pillars. Every house should have pillars. Every house should have flooring. Every house should have roof. Okay, internal decoration is depending on the budget and your interest, right? So you can build any application out of your interest, but some basic things what is required for any application, this Django will give you. Which is Django means Python development framework. Similarly, in testing we have some frameworks. What these frameworks are giving, this framework will give you some structure. On top of that structure, you can automate your test cases. Understood, right? Structure means it will give some inbuilt methods, it will give some inbuilt classes where you can utilize and you can make your testing more easy. Understood, right? No one will say you exact the definition of frameworks in a simple way like this. Okay, so framework, this is what actually the overall understanding of it. Okay, so what we are going to see, we are going to see how to test our application or how to write our test cases more easy and more organized way. Because see, Selenium is not going to tell you how to write your test cases. Selenium is only going to say you how to automate your application. But you cannot say that I know only automation, I don't know how to write a proper organized test cases. If you say that, no company is going to hire you. So you should know how to prioritize your test case. Suppose you have 1,000 test cases. I want to only run 10 test cases or 50 test cases, which are smoke suit. How do I prioritize them? I need to say that these 50 test cases are first priority. They should run first. Okay, if these 50 are passing, then I can test on the other 100,000 or 1,000 test cases. Understood, right? Or if I want to report, generate some reports, I want to generate some reports so that I can share it to the client. So the Selenium is not going to help you all these things. On top of Selenium, you need to implement frameworks. Okay, so every company will ask you, okay, just to blindly follow whatever I am saying you. That is what there in the companies, any interview you go. This complete syllabus is for 2.5 years experience. Okay, again I am saying you can put directly 2.5 years experience and you can go for it. You don't need to, what it right? You don't need to, I mean, learn anything more on top of it, because whatever I'm covering is much more required enough. So I'm going to cover all the important frameworks and what are the frameworks which are there in market majorly. I'm going to teach you unit test framework, because in company if you go, they'll ask you what is your project, can you please explain your project. So you should be in a position to understand, to say which framework you worked on, what are the things, how you tested your application. So you should able to explain. So if you know frameworks, then you can able to explain how the project actually works in back. So I'm going to tell you not only the Selenium concepts, I'm going to tell you the frameworks. Unit test framework, page object model is a design pattern. Okay, it is not a framework. Then we have PyTest framework. See, if you know Java, people know Java, you would have heard about something called JUnit, TestNG, data driven framework, keyword driven. Similarly in Python also, maybe a name is changed. So if you say TestNG in Python, you say it, I mean equally you say it as PyTest framework. If you say JUnit in Java, equally you say it as in Python, you say it as PyUnit or unit test framework. So there are some resemblance between these two frameworks. Okay, got it right, everyone? Then we have something called page object model, which is a design pattern. We are going to see data driven framework. So we are not going to see something called robot framework, because robot, I'll just give you some basic idea of it probably, because robot framework becomes a complete course again. It is not included in our course. It is going to be a complete course again. Got it right? Because it takes minimum 1 to 2 months again to tell you everything from the scratch. So I'm going to cover all the major frameworks. So still it is not completed. Let me explain the complete syllabus. Then I'm going to teach you complete end-to-end framework structure. So if you go, if anyone asks you in interview, please tell me about your framework or your project. So you should be able to explain what are the different folders you have in project, how the data flows from one place to other place, how your test cases are able to run. Okay, all these things I'm going to explain you. Okay, all these things I'm going to explain you as part of framework. Understood, right? I mean, which is called end-to-end framework. I'm going to teach you end-to-end framework. Then still not completed, I'm going to teach you how to integrate with Git and Jenkins. See, Git is a version control, so where you push your code, right? What is pushing your code? I'm just giving you a high level idea. So see, suppose you are working in India and someone is working in America. So how do the person knows that what code you have written? So you should keep in some place where he can able to access it, right? So in a simple way, Git is a place where everyone can access your code, and you can access, you can put and you can push your code and you can pull the code from that repository. Jenkins is a place where you build your code. Build your code means where you run your code. See, you cannot run your local machine and say that test cases are passed. I should run in a common place where everyone can able to access it. So you should know, if you are working in any company, you should know the basics of Git and Jenkins. So I'm going to teach first thing Python basics, complete Python, then Selenium, all the concepts of Selenium, then the frameworks, unit test framework, PyTest framework, data-driven framework, page object model, then end-to-end framework, then Git and Jenkins. Still not completed. I am going to teach you complete API testing. API testing, which is both manual and automation. I'm going to teach you Postman. See, again, this is not only Selenium with Python, it is a full stack testing I'm going to teach you. Complete Postman tool, which requires your complete API testing I'm going to teach. Then automation of API testing using Python, that is also I'm going to teach. Okay. Then I'm going to teach you manual testing, which includes the agile methodology, Jira, all the tool. Okay. So then still the process is not done. I'm going to give you 100 plus HR contacts directly. You don't need to even ask for someone. You can directly call them because they are all reputed HRs which are from different organizations. They will schedule your interview and you can get hired. This is a complete process. Understood, right? What we are teaching? We are going to teach basics of Python, complete Python from the scratch. You come with a zero mind and you will be getting everything. Basics of Python, complete Python, Selenium, frameworks, end-to-end framework, API testing manual using Postman, API testing automation, manual testing, agile methodology, okay, Git Jenkins. We are going to teach everything which is required for your company. You can right away keep 2.5 years experience in Selenium with Python. I don't care about your previous experience and other experiences, your manual testing experience or any other experiences. I don't want. But this, whatever I am teaching for a 2.5 years months of course, will gain you 2-3 years experience to the max. 2.5 years experience. Right away you keep. You don't even need to think of HRs or anything. I'll directly give you contacts. So this is a complete flow. So it comes like zero and then you end with end to end. I hope you understood, right, everyone? Everyone, please speak out now. Now you speak out now, everyone.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes, sir.
understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to teach everything which is required for a tester from the scratch to make. See, I included extra topics, almost some 10, which is API testing, not is not syllabus. Manual is not in your syllabus. So I've added it and it comes as a Selenium with Python only, because the code should look like Selenium with Python, but internally we have a lot of things to see. Okay.
Sir, small doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, career growth between Python developer and Python tester, which is better?
That's what, if you want to be more creative, okay, creative, I mean to say, you want to be in a challenging environment every time, then you choose development. You want to be kind of more ease of work and have a long life, okay, then you can go for testing, because testing is something that has a limited what do you say, range. So no one can go out of that range, even though you are 2 years or 10 years or 15 years experience.
Okay, sir.
The testing is more simple. You can have a long career, because till the development is there in companies, testing will be there. So you don't need to worry
Yes,
about
sir.
job roles. Okay, you don't need to worry about jobs of testing. Testing will be there
Oh.
till the what do you say, development is there. So there is no scope of testing going away. Just
Okay,
go
sir.
to
Okay.
Naukri. Don't need to worry. Go to Naukri. Naukri is
Yes,
not
sir.
there. Go to Naukri and type Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver, comma Python. See how many jobs you are
Yes.
getting. Hundreds
Okay,
and thousands of jobs you will get. Yeah. Ask.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Sir, ఇప్పుడు Selenium with Python is a full stack, and UI and Python is a full stack. Which is the best one, sir? And
No, I didn't get you.
sir,
Selenium with Python is not full stack. Full stack means, what is full stack testing means? The person who has experience in terms of UI testing, API testing, backend testing, performance testing. So I'm not saying this is full stack. but this is equally to be a full stack. I'm not saying this is full stack means a tester which has all round testing role, who has experience in it. Maybe he knows UI testing, he knows API testing, he knows DB testing. Because if you go for any interview, they'll ask you three important questions. They'll ask you whether you know UI. They will ask you whether you know UI testing. They'll ask you whether you know API testing. They'll ask you whether you have very basic DB testing. DB testing, I'll just give you some queries. You can, because in any interview you go, they'll ask you some basic questions. So that's enough. You don't need to have much experience for 2.5 years. We are going to cover UI and API completely. Okay. You don't need to
Sir,
even think.
sir, and one doubt, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, UI means front end,
front end.
Angular, JavaScript, Angular,
See,
JavaScript, sir.
yeah. See, what is UI testing means? Suppose I am going to open a web application. I'm saying Flipkart.
Mm,
In Flipkart, you will have
mm.
UI components, right? They would have written in HTML or Angular or whatever the code. Okay. So if you write your code in such a way that interact with UI elements, that is called as UI testing. Understood, right? Suppose I am writing a code in Selenium, in Python with Selenium. Okay, I use some Selenium methods which goes and interact with the UI elements like, it can be a, see, right, every application will be having some UI code. They'll write some HTML code, they'll write some what do you say, Angular code and all stuff. So if you are writing a code in such a way you are interacting with that UI code, then UI code or UI elements, that is called as UI testing. Understood, right? Not
Okay, sir.
backend.
Sir,
Backend, not services. I will explain you
sir,
how
but
exactly the application is developed in market. You will have something called UI and backend. Okay, backend is services. So the services will,
and
yeah.
and sir, which is the front end is better or back end is better, sir? I learn
No.
front end, sir.
As a tester, we are going to tell you. I'm going to tell you two. I'm going to say you API. API is a backend testing. Okay. I'm going to say you front end, which is Selenium. Both I'm covering. So you don't need to worry about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I learn UI, sir. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. You are a UI. Okay. You are saying about development.
UI is stronger,
No,
Python
no,
is strong.
So,
Which
so
is
that depends.
between the,
That depends. If you want to, I mean, that's again, if you want to be a backend developer or you want to be a front end developer, so both have equally, opportunities in the market. If you are very good in UI development, which is specifically into Angular, React, and all Node and all stuff, then you can go with,
yes,
you
sir.
can have a continuation of life there. If you want to learn more Java or Python, which is more on business logics, you want to write services, you want to create APIs, you want to create, then you can learn backend. So equally they both have opportunities in the market, but again up to you what level you are in.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Both have equal opportunities because we both
Hello.
are very important for any application to be developed.
Hello.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please.
Good morning, Nikhil. Shekhar this side.
Yeah,
Actually, I'm an old student of Durga Soft. I did manual testing from Srinivasa, and he built a very good confidence within me. So I put a experience of fake experience of 2 year, and now I'm doing job as a manual tester from last 3 months. So I want to move in automation testing right now. So I have four small questions. First one is maximum time I will not be available in this time slot. So is this possible so that I can have offline recordings so that I can watch later?
yeah. So for this one, yes, every day we'll have recording. So if
Okay,
any class you have, you will get a recording immediately from the Durga Soft online team. Okay. So
sure,
there are
sure.
two things you have to
Yeah,
understand here. First step is you will get a class notes on that class,
okay,
whatever is done. I will be sharing it, and you will get a
okay,
recording which should be shared by the Durga Soft
okay,
online team. Okay. So
okay.
if you miss
And
class
my
also,
next
don't
question is,
worry, we'll be
yeah,
sharing you the
yeah.
recording.
Okay. My next question is this possible to have manual testing, API testing, and automation testing in this time frame that you have decided in course curriculum? 35
Yes.
days written was written. Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna take for 2.5 months. So we have been doing it from quite years back. So I don't think
Okay.
it is.
Okay, great. And after doing this course, is this possible to automate my first project myself?
You can say by the end of the project, I'll give you confidence that you can automate any application in the market.
That's correct. I want that confidence from you. Thank you so much for that.
Any application you can automate, not only one project. Any application you can automate. See, because
Thank you so
I'm
much.
such a person, I will monitor on everyone. Okay, so please don't feel shy. Again, I want to just make this point, note this point in a very clear way. Don't care
Okay.
about anyone else. Okay, don't care about anyone else who is there in the group. It is
Mhm.
your life, your job, and your career prospect. Okay,
Yes.
you just prepare. Okay, give your 100% sincerity, your confidence. Okay, learn from the scratch whatever I'm going to teach. Any doubts you got, I'm going to create a WhatsApp group. We can post that. I mean, once the payment and all stuff is done, so you can
Yes.
share every of your doubts in that group so that people who is in the group can answer. Or if no one is
Sure.
answering, I'll answer. So it is all about,
Sure.
you don't need to feel shy of asking questions, feel shy of practicing. I'll ask everyone individually what is the
Mhm.
progress, whether you have done or not. You don't care about anyone in the group. Okay, only then you will learn it. Okay, don't think someone
Sure.
is thinking about me on something else and all stuff. That is not going to help anyone. This is the only thing that
One more last
Sir,
question. One more last question from my side. I'm so sorry. I'm having too many doubts.
yeah, please.
Uh, Maximum time, as I told you, that I will not be available at this time. So, is this possible so that we can have class on Saturday also? So, because Saturday, Sunday is my weekends. So,
Generally, let me say, Saturday Sunday is what I actually make it for myself. I mean, I generally don't take on Saturday Sunday.
okay,
But
okay.
let's see if there is any scope. I don't say that every Saturday Sunday we are not having. Depends
No,
on
not every Saturday, Sunday.
we
One or
see.
two maximum.
Yeah, a lot of things will change as we progress.
Mhm.
small doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, UI easier, Python or easier?
See,
Hello,
UI
sir.
is, you don't compare it. See, why you are learning UI and why you are learning Python. See, Python is actually a backend. Generally, if you are learning Django, it's all about, you have more idea of writing your backend. So easy is something that I cannot say. I cannot comment on something which is easy, but that depends on your career perspective. If you are in I mean, I don't need to talk about it because it is nowhere related to testing. See, if you want to be into testing, I suggest you learn Python and along with learn Selenium. Okay. Uh, but what you are asking is something not related to what we are actually into. Okay.
Okay,
So I cannot say which is easy. Which is easy is something is the wrong answer. Which you are comfortable and which, because both have equal opportunities, which you know more and which you have good idea of.
Sir,
okay, sir.
I have one quick question here. For API testing purpose, API generally we are using with the Postman and everything. Okay, this is API is like a backend. It is belongs to backend testing. What are the prerequisites is required for that one?
No prerequisite.
Like a
No
JavaScript or
prerequisite.
something?
I will tell you every scratch of API. How to
Okay, okay.
validate HTTP requests, what is payload, what is response body and all stuff. I'll tell you everything what is needed for a API test. You don't need to have any knowledge.
Are you providing any sample project for API testing?
No such project. I'll give you some basic idea of API testing because every company doesn't have the same level of operating the APIs. Once I
Okay,
give you an idea of how API works, then you will get to know completely how this API actually works in companies. Okay, what is API, how these APIs are integrated in UI. Okay, what kind of APIs are there, how to validate these APIs and all stuff I'll be telling you as part of it.
okay, okay. I had joined in the middle of the session actually. As per curriculum, yeah, your course structure. First, initially, you are teaching Python. Once Python is completed, Selenium basics, Selenium all the concepts. Then you are going to framework, page object, and after that API testing, correct?
So we are going to see Python basics. You can find the syllabus in the Durgasoft online group. Okay, please go to the. Otherwise, ask them. Okay, you will find it in the website itself. While you click on link, right, you will find the
Okay.
syllabus of Selenium with Python. You can directly find it over the website. So here the process is: we'll teach Python, complete Python from the scratch. Then we will teach Selenium concepts. Okay. Then we'll
Okay.
teach the frameworks which are required for our Python, especially for Selenium, like unit test framework, page object model design pattern, data driven framework, BDD framework. We'll teach PyTest framework. All these things we'll teach. Then we will teach end-to-end framework, which includes from the scratch we'll build a framework. Okay, so that you will get a clear idea of how the framework works in companies, the project works in companies. Then we'll also see Git and Jenkins. Okay, then
Okay.
we will also see API testing, which is both manual and automation. We'll see how to automate your APIs from the code using Python, and also manually using Postman. Both we are going to see. And then we will see something called agile methodology, which is purely on the what do you say, it's all about how exactly a company takes up the project from the scratch. Okay, what is Jira, how can you raise a defect, what is the life cycle of the defect, and all the manual concepts, what is required, all the stuff I am going to teach.
Okay. Okay.
To a level, to a level what is required. Okay.
Okay. Okay. For daily, how many hours? 1 hour or 1.5 hour
Yes,
session?
1 hour. 1 hour.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, this is something that is standard. Every day, 1 hour. Every day, recording will be provided to you from the Durgasoft online team. You can directly reach to them.
Okay.
And then I'll create a WhatsApp group once the batch is confirmed. We can able to communicate every day. If you have any doubts, you don't need to wait for someone. Directly post it in that group, and people get replies, gives you replies. So your doubts should be resolved there itself, there and then itself. Then coming to the I mean, uh, class notes, class materials and all, I'll be sharing you on once the class is done. So this is a complete process that goes. Every 15 days once I'll take a backup class, which includes all the topics that is completed on that before that days. And that will be an overview. That will not be a complete end-to-end class. Hope you understand.
Okay. Okay. I got it. Thank you.
Sir, it's almost 2.5 months, right?
No, 35
2.5
classes.
months, not 2.5 weeks.
That is like 2.5 months, right? Or 35 days?
50 days, 50 to 60 days. I mean, sorry, 60 to 65 days or 70 days.
Okay.
Because
So
it
extra
is
will
very
be weeks.
fast. Meanwhile, you can try. I'll tell you when to start applying for jobs. Okay. We don't need to wait till the last day. We can do it from the mid of this course itself. Around if you reach from 35 days, 40 days, you can start applying for the jobs. I'll give you contact. You don't even need to worry for HR contacts. I'll give you contacts.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, one more doubt. Will you able to cover robot framework in this?
No. Robot is something that is, yeah, robot is a challenging part over here. Robot is, I can give you a basic overview, not to everyone, to someone who are interested, because robot is again a new course kind of stuff. It takes 2 months again, which is completely out of our expectation. Okay. Right this point of time, I want to hold robot, or I want to start a new course of robot, because it is again from the scratch we have to teach. It's more on keyword driven approach. I have to tell you lot of things in robot framework. So robot, if you want, I'll give you an overview, and people who are interested, I'll tell you offline. Okay, I'll tell you offline. I mean to say is, I'll share you some materials, or I'll try to help you if you have any doubts and all stuff.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, because in Selenium with Python, the syllabus says Selenium with Python, you don't need something called robot. This is more than enough, because every company has mostly used PyTest, unit test, data driven, BDD. That's enough. You don't need to worry for robot. Robot is used only in some companies.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your
Actually,
time.
one question from my side.
Sorry?
My one question is that
Yeah, please.
myself, Venkit Rajendra.
Yeah,
Actually,
please.
for Selenium, it is separate and Python is separate, right? We are linking the Python with Selenium for using the Python in this. And only Python learning, it will take 3 months around, I guess.
No.
But
So
why
you don't need to worry
here
about
we are
it.
covering in everything?
For
It is
Selenium, we
around.
don't need complete end-to-end Python. Okay, that is a thing here. We don't need complete Python for learning Selenium. Whatever is
Okay.
required for our course, we are going to teach them. We are not.
Okay.
Got it, right?
So it is a fast track or it's a small regular batch?
Kind of fast, because it is not of my syllabus, right? My syllabus is only Selenium and frameworks, actually, to say,
Okay.
which I have given. But I'm going to teach you other things as well. So, which is an additional thing. This is what actually my syllabus is. The other things are not my syllabus, which I'm going to teach, because this is something which is not a part of Selenium with Python, which is a different thing. So I will tell
You are
you
going to
Python
give
from
overview
the
about
scratch.
other topics, right?
Yeah, from the scratch for people who are not having idea, because there are a lot of people, lot of audience with different mindset, different knowledge base, with different ideas, with different requirements and all stuff. So according to everyone's, as a common, I am going to teach all this.
Right. Okay. So full batch will be starts from tomorrow, or it will be
So I
delayed
will
sometime?
mostly from Monday. I'm not going to take on tomorrow.
Saturday, it's weekend. Okay, fine.
Saturday, Sunday, no class. Sometimes sometimes whenever we are lagging out of syllabus, then we'll have class.
Right. Understand.
That is in a process of as it continues, we'll see.
How much experience you are
Mostly
carrying?
Saturday, Sunday, no class.
Can I know your experience? I mean,
Sorry,
your experience, real-time experience,
I have 11 plus years experience.
complete automation or manual?
No, both I have.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Everyone. Okay, I'll just give a quick introduction, because however it is again going to be the same demo kind of thing. So probably we'll start it, and kind of demo I'll also say. See, one thing is very important here. The very important thing that I want to say is the syllabus, whatever we are taking. Okay, you just believe on the syllabus. Syllabus is something that you cannot find anywhere. Okay, because whatever I am teaching is a straightforward 2.5 years of experience. I'll just go through the syllabus first. I'll explain you. People who are new, please take it up. Who are who are already there, please be patient, because I want to even explain to people who are new. So let me explain this very clearly. The syllabus is going to start with Python. So I'll be teaching you Python basics, all the other Python concepts. Then after completing of Python, I'll be taking up something called Selenium. So Selenium is all about, I already said you, Selenium is uh, web application automation tool, which has been generally used for automating the web applications. So I said you right, web applications are those which can be launched in web. So Selenium is one of it, and Selenium is much popular in the market. And Python with Selenium is again a very huge demanding technology, which has a huge scope in the market now. So every company is now migrating from Java to Python. The reason, because Python has a lot of integrated libraries inside it. I mean, or you can say that there are a lot of modules which Python can bind with, and also it supports scripting, which also helps us in doing additional tasks. So for which the Python is selected as a automation script. So I mean to say that the code which we use in for Selenium. So we have Java also. Java, however, it is more available and more popular in the market, but still now the Selenium with Python has taken up its own way, its own phase. The reason, because it is much simpler than Java and supports multiple inbuilt libraries. It also has some additional features which features, I mean to say the scripting features which Java doesn't have. So that is the way a lot of companies are migrating. You just need to go to Naukri and type Python, comma Selenium WebDriver. You will find thousands of jobs. Okay, so you don't need to worry about jobs because jobs are very much. And coming to this syllabus, our syllabus is very unique. See, I'm not only teaching you Selenium with Python, I'm also teaching you complete process of testing. So you can also say it is nearly equal to full stack testing. So wherein I include here automation testing, manual testing, API manual testing using Postman, API automation testing with using Python. I'll teach you Git Jenkins. I'll teach you end-to-end project. Okay, from the scratch, how to build a complete framework from the scratch. I'll give you 100 plus HR contacts. Okay, you don't need to worry for anything. Schedule the interviews. So, I mean, I'll refer if I have any, but contacts, HR contacts will be directly given who has huge requirements of this Python Selenium every time. So, I'll be providing you manual testing in Jira concepts and all stuff. I'll be teaching you Python. So, what is the prerequisite of this course? There is nothing for such. You don't need to have any prior knowledge or prior idea if you want to take up this course. For whom this course or this kind of technology is benefit, whoever wants to enter into IT, okay, as a start, because Python is a simplest language which is existing in the whole world right now. And second thing, testing is, see, Python is one language which you need to keep it, because everyone needs some programming language. If you are not having any programming language as your skill set, you are not going to survive in IT for a long time. See, someone wants to do a job in IT for 30-40 years, so you cannot be a manager role, you cannot be on something that is non-technical, you cannot have a long life if you are in such. So you should be in something which has some technical technologies associated with. So someone should have at least one programming language as your intake. Okay, so Python is something that is simple, everyone can understand, everyone can code, everyone can easily work on it. And testing is something where you don't need to struggle much in your career as well, because until the jobs are there for development, or until the software companies are existing, you don't need to worry about testing jobs, because testing is the one of the major phase which every company has to take up in order to release their product into the market. So testing is there, and in that testing, automation testing is more beneficial, because you cannot be in the manual testing for a long time. Okay, no company is now ready to take anyone who is a pure manual tester. So they also expect you to have some automation testing skills. In the automation testing, you have a lot of options, like Java. You have Selenium is one of the major tool. You have other tools as well, UFT and all, but Selenium is 90 to 95% of market share. Every company uses in one or other way Selenium, because every company has their automation or web application tool which are existing in their company. So in that, what I am saying is Selenium. Selenium is very important. In the Selenium has multiple options. You can use Selenium with Java, with Python, with C Sharp, with Ruby and Rails. We have a lot of options. In that, Python is much simpler language than Java, than any language, which makes you for a long career and which makes your life easy. Okay, you don't need to worry much, you don't need to struggle much, because when you are into development, the expectation from the client is much longer from you. Okay, see, someone over here is around say 5-6 years, or maximum till 10 years, you might be not knowing how the process of it, but once you increase your career, or once you get on in your career, so the force or the pressure that you get in development is much stronger. Okay, you cannot handle it. But if you want to stay for 30-40 years in industry, this is fact. Whatever I'm saying is a fact, because if you start your career or whatever you want, you need to think smartly, so that you will have long life without any pressure. So testing is something that has a limitation. So no one, even you have 20 years or 15 years experience, so there is a specific thing that everyone does in testing. Okay, so that is what is a limitation, that is a boundary or the range that you can speak. Out of range, no one can do anything, because there is nothing out of range in testing. Understood, right? Whoever does it, okay, there is no additional responsibilities for any tester within that, out of that range, because we have a range, and that range if we cover, then that's all, we are into the process. Okay, so whatever I am teaching, my syllabus is straight away 2.5 years experience. I'll give you HR contacts, you can directly call them, schedule interviews, get it. You don't need to worry, you can directly keep 2.5 years experience, because we are going to teach you a framework which is going to be end to end from the scratch. Okay, because 2.5 years only with Selenium Python. Other experience I don't care, okay, if you have manual experience or whatever it is. But this one, whatever the course which is for 2.5 months, is meant for you to keep 2.5 years experience, okay, not more than that. And the other way around, what I am saying is the syllabus is very solid here. So I'm teaching you API testing, I'm teaching you manual API, automation API, Git, Jenkins, end-to-end project, complete frameworks which are required for testing. From the scratch, Python I'm teaching you. So you don't need to have any prerequisite. Okay, for who wants to enter into IT, who wants to switch their technology, who wants to, who are a fresher, who wants to learn Python as their skill set. So for all the people, it will be helpful. Okay. Yeah. Now tell me if you have any doubts before I start my syllabus. So the first thing I start is with Python basics. Okay. See, I will better don't. Today actually it become late because I feel it is again a demo class which has been said to me. And second thing, I was trying to connect. There is some issue with my microphone. I don't know whether this new application. What is this? Go to meeting application. There is some issue. I'm not able to on that microphone. I've been calling, trying it from long time. Okay, so let me say, if you have any doubts in this, you can ask me right away. For 5 minutes, I'll give you. I'm going to do one. I'm going to monitor everyone. First point, you don't care about other people. Again, I want to say for new people, don't care about other people. It's your life, your concern. Okay, I'm going to monitor everyone. I'll make sure that you are practicing every day. Okay, you are into the line in line with what you are teaching. I'll make, we will get to know as we progress. Okay, second thing, got it right. Second thing, no one should take it light, everyone should take it very serious. Okay, no matter if you are interested to get a job on this course or not, but you should be serious in this, because it may be helpful for you in some time. Okay, maybe you are going to switch any job or what, it will be helpful, because people don't join my any course without any intention. You have some intention, you are joining, and that has to be fulfilled with both. Okay, both, what do you say, try or both effort. Okay, so I'll show you what is my effort as we progress, and I equally expect from your end. Not taking it light. Don't care about other people in the group. Ask whatever doubts you have. Don't ask in the middle of the class. After last, you can ask. I'll tell you. Okay, every topic is done. I'll give you some time to ask questions. You note it out in your notebook or whatever you want, and I'll create a WhatsApp group, wherein in that group I'll be adding all the people who paid amount. Okay, do it as soon as possible, because I'll start it with the syllabus. Yeah, any doubts you can post in that group, and people whoever knows the answer, they can answer. Okay, if no one is answering, I will answer, and if there is any requirement which I am should be interfered, I'll be sending the materials over there. Recordings will be sent by this Durga Soft online team. You can contact them for recordings, whatever recordings are happening. And what is there yet to be there, yeah, everyday class will happen. Saturday Sunday no class, but sometimes if we require to have the class, we'll have it according to everyone's flexibility. And yeah, what we have, yeah, you can have any doubts if you have before I start the syllabus. You just blindly believe the
Next,
syllabus, you can compare with anywhere. Okay, the syllabus I'll share you. It is there in your Durgasoft online website. It is there, Durgasoft website. Go and check that syllabus and compare it with anywhere, because it is more strong and solid. I'm going to teach every framework required. Okay, every framework required, every Selenium concept required, Git, Jenkins, integration, end-to-end project, then API testing, Jira, Agile methodology. What is required for 2.5 years experience? A straightforward syllabus has been given. Okay. Yeah. So I want now you to ask the questions if you have any, because I'll teach everything from the scratch. Nothing. See how clear I am now. It will be there till the last. There is no way I'll go. I mean. uncleared of your doubts. I'll be teaching you everything neat and clear way in a very simple English. Okay. Yeah, now you ask me any doubts if you have. You can ask me any doubts you have. Anyone. I said you right, please don't care about others. It's your life. Be yourself. Okay, make sure that you are getting benefit out of it. Okay, individually everyone think in that way. Yeah, you can ask me any doubts before I start the syllabus. I have already shared the syllabus. You can find that syllabus. Okay, you can find the syllabus there. Otherwise I'll share it to you. Power plant sector. Okay, no future. I've studied Python, SQL, UI technologies in 3 months. Take this course, then I'll get job. Yeah, so testing is something you can start your career with. Okay, understood, right? Everyone, testing is something you can start with. This people has not given me permission to share my screen. What these people are doing here? Because I am unable to share my screen. It is showing me to share. Ask the argument. Yeah, before I start any Jenkins, I'll teach you end-to-end project. Okay, from the scratch, how to build a complete framework from the scratch. Start it and kind of demo I'll also say. See, one thing is very important here. The very important thing that I want to say is the syllabus, whatever we are taking. Okay, you just believe on the syllabus. Syllabus is something that you cannot find anywhere. Okay, because whatever I am teaching is because until the job. So cost and okay, no companies applications. So it's neat and clear way in a very simple English. Okay. Yeah, now you ask me any doubts if you have.